My girlfriend and I have been together for almost 5 years now. We bought a house together 2 years ago, and we share a dog together. Our plan is to first get settled into our house before getting engaged. And now that 2 years have passed, she started to express more and more desire to be engaged and to move on to the next chapter of our lives. I'm confident that she's the person I want to be with for the rest of my life, but I guess I just don't see the big deal in getting engaged or married right away. I also think there is more growing up we need to do individually and as a couple before we take that leap. For context, I have already been married and divorced once before. It came up again a few weeks ago, and as we're closing in on the second year in our house, and my girlfriend is upset that we haven't made any progress in the engagement. I feel this is slightly unfair as she is now planning on getting me an engagement ring and proposing to me, and we have discussed plans for that. She explained that she would no longer bring up an engagement at all, as she believes we'll never progress further in our relationship. We got into an argument where we both said things that we didn't mean, though we later apologized and made up. Ever since, though, she's been real quiet and just not her usual self. She says that nothing is wrong, and when I ask, she's still present with me and keeping up with her work hobbies, etc., but she's definitely not as proactively affectionate, and sex has been pretty much taken off the table. I know that this is related to the fight we had, but we apologize to each other, so I'm not sure what else to do.
Well. How did your husband propose to you?
Brute force from me.
Were you like, is this letter written by your husband before you guys got?
This resonates deeply with me. First of all, you just have to communicate. That is everything you're feeling at all times. People think
you don't have to communicate everything you were feeling at all times. Always
every
keep some
moment.
shit to yourself.
No.
Everyone needs a little bit of space. I can't tell you everything that I ever.
But
felt
it just
ever.
Creates more.
Do you know what happened if I told everyone everything I felt always?
You would feel so free. You would feel so free.
Nope. I have
Andrew,
thoughts that are crazy.
Yeah, but Andrew, how free would you feel if you just were like, there's nothing to you can come at me, but I've said everything. I think, especially in a relationship.
That's crazy.
But, well, first of all, let's actually start with the sex thing. Sex is off the table. Don't get married if sex is off the table. That is everything. If you're not fucking, you're just friends.
Yeah. Plus, you guys should have sex in the bed, not on the table.
You should. No, make it fun. Have sex on the table. Literally, everything in your life will be worse if you're not
if you marry
actively on each other's genitals. Okay? Get on each other.
Get in each other.
Get in each other. Get on each other. Be on tables.
Each other's beeholes.
Be on beds. Everything in your relationship will be better when you're in each other.
When everyone's coming.
Yes.
It's better.
Make that happen. Now, once that's happening, so take care of that. Once that's happening, you absolutely have to discuss this. It is so weird and confusing that you said you don't want to get engaged, so she got an engagement ring for you, but you're not talking about it. Like, what?
Yeah, that did get a little confusing. He said they spoke about her engaging to him.
Well, it's weird to pre-plan your engagement, I think. I think that's something... Man, I'll tell you how I got engaged, and I regret it. And so, not only that, I will also let you know how I wanted to get engaged and how it was ruined by a stupid person that sounds a lot like this person who was pressuring me into doing it way before I wanted to do it. And so my first advice to you...
Don't feel bad saying what you want and what you need in a relationship,
sir,
ever. Don't listen to people.
If you don't feel like you want to get engaged yet, just don't fucking do it. Because this is supposed to be a lifetime decision. Sex is off the table. She's giving you the cold shoulder just because you weren't ready to engage yet. You know? And let's be honest. Even if you got engaged right now, you asked her right now, she's going to know that you only did it to make her happy. Wouldn't she rather know in her head that it was It was organic and real. So this is my story, and it is a tale of woe, I tell you. I met a girl. We liked each other. We were having a good time. We moved into each other. Multiple times. We moved in with each other. Her parents are a little old-fashioned, found out that we lived together and was like, hey, you guys can't live together unless you plan on getting married. And then we were dating, and it was pretty serious. We lived together, and I was like, we totally could get married. Like, that'd be cool, right? We did not get engaged yet. Now, we had a favorite song together, and we were going to see this artist 6 months from then. I had written to the artist being like, hey, I want to get engaged. I would love to do it at your show. I don't need to do it on stage or anything, but like this is the song that we both love. We think it's our favorite song, and I would love to do it there. And I did this as a surprise. I was very excited to do it. Now we have the same thing that you just had. She's losing it that I have not gotten engaged yet. Well, I have this thing 6 months away that I'm waiting for. I have it planned, right? And then
Quick pause. How old are you?
young, stupid.
Yes. So that's
Also young.
that's part of it.
Yeah.
If you're in your 30, did they say how old they were, Ben?
Let me double check.
So he's checking, but I will say
I was in my 20s at the time.
just acknowledge, like, I know ultimatums and all that shit is annoying, but I just want to acknowledge you were also way too young.
Yes, I agree. But I had a nice romantic plan.
It is very romantic.
I wanted it that way. We get into this big fight about how I have not gotten engaged yet. I have not asked her yet, right? And it becomes this whole thing. She's mad at me. She's stomping around the house, fucking pissed off. And I'm like, we're like 2 or 3 months away from this show now.
Was sex off the table?
Probably, for at least temporarily, right? And so then finally I break down. I was like, I guess I'll just do it in this fucking apartment. So I just cooked her dinner, really nice dinner. She came home from work, and then and I had like candles and all that bullshit. And I asked her in our fucking tiny little apartment, and then she was happy. And then we went to that show, and obviously didn't matter at that point. So we just watched the show.
You could re-ask at the show.
No, you don't get my beautiful plan because you ruined my beautiful plan.
Did they ever
And
write
guess
back
what?
to you?
We're divorced. And I think that all started there.
So everyone is biased by their own experience. So I will say, like, yes, ultimatums, all those things, generally it's annoying, doesn't work. But I also am realistic, and men, it's just natural for them to be more, I feel like I'm talking in a more traditional, like, heterosexual situation. So it might be different in gay relationships or polyamorous relationships. I'm just talking about from my experience in a, like, pretty basic bitch heterosexual relationship. Like, men tend to be more afraid to commit and settle down. And I did have to push. That's not, like, sexy or fun to say. Like, of course I want to tell everybody some princess story where, like, we never broke up and we never had issues and it was fine and I never had to push. But I had to push to get a dog. I had to push to do IVF. I had to push to get married. I am now, like, if I got pregnant tomorrow, I'd have to push for him to be comfortable with that. But the thing is, if you have a good man, he'll rise to the occasion.